The one question that changed his life forever. Have you ever felt like your life was stuck on repeat? You wake up, go to work, come home tired, scroll through your phone, go to sleep, and then do it all over again the next day. Meanwhile, it seems like everyone around you is moving forward. Getting promoted, starting businesses, achieving goals, living the life you wish you had. A young man named Daniel felt exactly the same way. At 30 years old, he lived alone in a small apartment and worked a job he didn't enjoy. The pay was enough to survive, but not enough to truly live. Every month looked the same. Every year looked the same. And deep inside, Daniel felt something was missing. One Friday night, after another long day at work, he sat on his couch scrolling through social media. He saw former classmates traveling the world. Some had successful careers. Others had happy families. Many seemed to be living exciting lives. Daniel stared at the screen and felt a sharp pain in his chest. "Why is everyone moving forward except me?" he whispered. That night he couldn't sleep. The question haunted him. He worked hard. He was honest. He had dreams. So why wasn't his life changing? The next morning, Daniel went for a walk to clear his mind. The city park was quiet. Birds sang from the trees. Children laughed in the distance. But Daniel barely noticed. His thoughts were too loud. He sat down on a wooden bench and stared at the ground. A few moments later, an elderly man approached. The man had gray hair, kind eyes, and a calm presence. "May I sit here?" he asked. Daniel nodded. For several minutes they sat in silence. Then the old man looked at him and smiled. "You look like someone carrying a heavy burden." Daniel laughed softly. "You could say that." For some reason, Daniel began sharing his frustrations. He talked about his job, his finances, his lack of progress, his fear that life would always stay the same. When he finished, the old man sat quietly for a moment. Then he asked a simple question. "What are you doing today that your future self will thank you for?" Daniel frowned. "What?" The old man repeated it. "What are you doing today that your future self will thank you for?" Daniel opened his mouth to answer. But no answer came. He thought about his daily routine. Hours spent scrolling on his phone. Watching television late into the night. Complaining about problems. Avoiding difficult tasks. Would his future self thank him for any of those things? No. The answer was painfully obvious. The old man nodded. "Most people want a better future," he said. "But very few people do anything today to create it." The words hit Daniel harder than he expected. Because deep down he knew they were true. Before leaving, the old man gave him a challenge. For the next 30 days, ask yourself that question every morning. Daniel looked confused. "That's it." The old man smiled. "Trust me, that's enough." Then he walked away. Daniel never saw him again. The next morning, before checking his phone, Daniel remembered the question. What am I doing today that my future self will thank me for? The answer was uncomfortable. Nothing. For years, he had hoped his future would improve while continuing the same habits. That morning, he decided to change something. He spent 20 minutes reading a book about personal finance. It wasn't a huge achievement. But it was something. The next day, he exercised for 15 minutes. The day after that, he watched an online course to learn a new skill. Then he updated his resume. Then he started saving a small amount of money every week. The actions seemed small, almost insignificant. But each one had a purpose. Each one was a gift to his future self. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And slowly, something remarkable happened. Daniel began to change. He became more disciplined, more confident, more focused. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because he was finally keeping promises to himself. One afternoon, a new position opened at his company. The role paid more money and offered better opportunities. Most employees ignored it. They believed they weren't qualified. But Daniel had spent weeks learning new skills and improving himself. For the first time in years, he believed he had a chance. So he applied. A few weeks later, he got the interview. Then he got the job. His income increased. His confidence grew. His future looked brighter than it had in years. But the promotion wasn't the greatest reward. The greatest reward was realizing that his life had changed because he changed. Not through luck. Not through magic. Not overnight. But through small daily actions. One choice at a time. One habit at a time. One day at a time. Daniel continued asking himself the same question every morning. The question that changed everything. What am I doing today that my future self will thank me for? Because he finally understood a powerful truth. The future is not built tomorrow. It is built today. Most people wait for motivation. Successful people take action. Most people hope for change. Successful people create it. And every great life is built through small decisions repeated consistently over time. My friend Daniel's story is not really about Daniel. It's about all of us. Every single day, we are creating our future. The only question is whether we are creating it intentionally or by accident. So here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, before you check social media, before you open your messages, before you start your day, ask yourself, what am I doing today that my future self will thank me for? Then do one thing. Just one. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be big. It simply needs to move you forward. Because one small action today can create a completely different life tomorrow. Before you leave, I want you to do something. Go down to the comments and answer this question. What is one thing your future self will thank you for today? Write it in the comments right now. Make it real. Make it a commitment. If this story inspired you, hit the like button and share it with someone who feels stuck in life. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories that can help you grow stronger, wiser, and more successful. Remember, your future is not created someday. Your future is created today. One choice. One habit. One action at a time. So tell me, what will your future self thank you for today?